Welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I'm StevieB. Happy to have you all with us today. Let's take a couple of sips to get this video started right. As you will see, I am still in Cyclops depths, still hunting me some good old Thorophoid. So today I wanted to make a video that has been a long time coming, and it's a video that new and mid-level players will find very, very helpful, I think, but also maybe a little bit difficult for new players who are just getting started to understand. So I wanted to be sure I had a very good way to explain it and a very good example before I got started. And these Thorophoids have given me that exact opportunity. So here we go. So one of the hardest things to get your head around whenever you very first start playing Entropia is defense skills and professions like Evader and how they work. If you notice, I just took damage. How is it this is a level 21 creature and I'm a level 52, almost 53 Evader, but yet I'm still taking damage? How is that possible? How can I be so much higher level but yet still have my HP reduced so drastically? Well, that's because evade and dodge and jammer and all those wonderful defense professions don't necessarily work the same way inside of Entropia that you would expect them to work inside most MMOs, because Entropia is not an MMO. So if you notice, I just got hit for 50. But watch how often he misses me. Okay, got hit for 56. He missed. He missed. He missed. So the reason he's missing is because of my evade, because I do have a high evade. So when he misses me completely, the evade is responsible. I take 0 damage. However, when he does hit me, and he is going to hit me some amount of the time, my evader profession doesn't mean jack squat. So this is why even at a level 52, 53 evader, you could be a level 200 evader, even though I don't think anybody's ever gotten there. But no matter how high your evade level is, you can go to Camp Icarus, and if you will just stand in a big pile of punies, if you will stand there long enough, they will eventually kill you. No matter what your HP is, no matter what your evader level is, now they're going to miss you a huge majority of the time. However, if you stand there long enough, they will hit you some amount of the time, and when they do, it is going to deal the same amount of damage that it would deal to a brand new player, assuming you're not wearing armor. We'll get to armor here in a minute. So eventually, even a puny creature will take you out no matter your evader level, no matter your HP, because all's evader does, all's dodger does, all's jammer does, all these defense skills do is make them miss you completely. He just missed me completely. He just hit me for 40. He hit me for 38.9. Notice he's only level 18. He missed me completely. He missed me completely. He missed me completely. Okay, so notice he's missing me a lot. And the reason he's missing me so much is because I am indeed much higher level than him. If I was lower level than him, he would be hitting me a whole lot. This is why whenever I went to go check out something like level 63 Drone Elites the other day, they just smacked me like I was a fly the very first time I walked up, because they're not going to miss hardly at all. Their level is higher than my defense level, so they're almost never going to miss. They will still miss occasionally, but they're not going to miss very often. Versus these guys are missing me actually quite a bit. Now the problem is when they're not missing me, I am getting hit, and when I do take those few hits hurt. I'm getting hit for, that one was I believe 39, so right at 40. So why is that? Well, each creature does different damage types, or a mixture of different damage types. So the Thorophoid Shaman does 100% cold damage. It's only one damage type. However, there are some creatures that do 2 damage types, there's some creatures that do 3 damage types, and there's all kinds of different damage types. There's your basics, cut, stab, impact. There's specials like cold and acid and electric, and then there's 3 others, which are pin, shrapnel, and something else I can't think of off the top of my head, but those 3 are mainly PvP related damage types. However, mobs do inflict those all as well, depending on the mob. So when he hits me, that entire amount that he's hitting me for, that is all cold damage. So if I was naked, I would actually be taking slightly more. He just hit me for 46. So why am I taking slightly less damage? Well, because I'm not completely naked. I'm wearing armor. Specifically, I'm wearing my ghost armor. So if we look, my ghost armor actually has cold protection of 12. But notice that because it's an unlimited armor, it's less than full TT value. It's actually not giving me the full 12 protection. It's only protecting me for 5.9. So whenever they are hitting me, whatever they're hitting me for, so that was 38.3. So if we add 5.9 to that, he really dealt about 44 damage just then. But my armor took about 5.9 of that, so I only absorbed 38.3. So that's why it's important to look at the damage types the armor provides protection against, as well as to what extent. If I was wearing armor that protected 100% against cold, that would be great, because Shaman only deal cold damage. However, if it only has protection of 1, that's not going to do me any good against a creature that's dealing 33 to 45 damage. That one was 33, so add the 5.9 the armor just absorbed, and you're right at, what, 40? So if I was only dealing with armor with 1 cold protection, I would not be doing myself any favors. Now, that being said, you'll notice that Ghost is very versatile. It also protects against acid, burn, cut, electric, impact pen, shrapnel, and stab. However, I'm not currently dealing with any of those attack types. I'm currently only dealing with cold, so therefore it's only protecting me from cold. Now, why are these numbers over here lower than these numbers over here? Why am I only being protected 5.9 whenever I'm getting hit versus the full 12? I could be getting almost double the protection, right? Right. Well, Ghost is unlimited armor. So unlimited armor does not provide the full protection 100% of the time. As the TT value goes down, as the armor takes damage and decays, the protection it provides goes down. So if I let this get to 0 TT, I would have 0 protection. I might as well be naked. However, if I take it to a repair terminal and I repair it to full TT, then I would have 12 protection against cold instead of 5.9. This is why most players with unlimited armor will keep their unlimited armor at very, very close to full TT value, because they want to get the full protection from wearing it. Obviously, that makes sense. That's a pretty smart way to play. Also, when you do that, when you have unlimited armor and it's full TT and you take it out for a hunt, and then as soon as you come back you throw it in the repair terminal, you repair it up, not only are you ready to go hunt again later today or tomorrow, the next time you log in, not only are you going to get that full protection, but it's much easier on your ped card to repair it after every hunt than it is to take it out 6 hunts in a row, let the protections get down to practically 0, and then have to repair it all the way up. It's a much harder bill to pay. Plus, whenever you repair it after every single hunt, it allows you to better match the TT return in, out versus in, essentially the bill for the hunt, with the loot from the hunt. So I can keep better track of what my decay is, what my protection is, what my returns are, what my actual returns are versus theoretical, if I repair after every single hunt. Now, unlimited armors do not work the same way, and this is why some players do choose limited armors or limited armors in certain situations. Limited armors provide the entire protection the entire time until they reach 0 TT value, at which point they provide no more protection at all, and they cannot be repaired. You just have to throw them away and get new armor. Now, there is a argument to be made on both sides. There's an argument to be made for unlimited armor and the fact that you have to constantly repair it and keep it at full TT to get the full protection. And there's an argument to be made for limited armor, which you can't repair and you have to pay markup for, but provides you the full protection the entire time. You can make an argument both ways. It depends what you're hunting, how often you're hunting it, the type of play that you have, what your goals in game are, what your bankroll in game is. There's many different factors that go into that argument, and that is well beyond the scope of today's video. But today, the point that I want to make is evade is very important because of the fact that it's going to cause them to miss more often. Not because of the fact that they're going to deal less damage when they do hit you. They're still going to deal the same amount of damage regardless if you're not wearing armor. But whenever you have a very high evade level, whenever you have those very high defense skills, they're just going to miss you more straight up. So there's going to be no damage at all when they miss you. However, when they do hit you, they will hit you for the full amount, and that's where armor comes in. And there's a big difference between how limited armor functions and the full protection it provides, and unlimited armor and how it functions and how the protections it provides go down over time as the armor decays. There's a big difference between how those two function. So that's kind of the point I wanted to make in today's video. I wanted to get that out there because that can be very confusing for a lot of new players and low-level players, especially players who have played other MMOs where that's not the case, where the mechanics function differently. So that is one of the reasons that it's so important to focus on those defense skills, especially early on, because you want to take as little damage as possible. You want to do as little fapping as possible, as little armor decay as possible, and the way you're going to do that is by having very high defense skills. So in future videos we will get into limited armors versus unlimited armors, the argument on both sides of that. We will get into the different types of protections, the different types of damage that mobs do. Like I said, the Thorfoid Shaman specifically do cold, the Thorfoid Berserker specifically do impact. I'm not sure exactly what the Way Watcher does. The Way Watcher may do more than one type. I'm not 100% sure, but I know the Shaman is specifically 100% cold, and the Berserker is specifically 100% impact. But we will also get into how you can use this information to hunt mobs while wearing armor, while taking 0 decay, while utilizing buffs that some special armors may give you. Hint, hint. That increases your efficiency, it increases your damage per peck, it also increases the amount of fun you can have. I know, because I've done it many a time. So we'll get to all that in future videos, but needless to say, today I hope we've clarified, just because you have a high defense level, it doesn't mean you're going to take no damage. It just means that a vast majority of the time, if the creature is lower level than you, they're not going to hit you at all, and you will take no damage at all. But when they do hit you, you are going to get hit. You are going to take damage. Evade just doesn't work that way. It doesn't reduce the damage you take unless they just miss you completely, which is what the whole point of it is. So I hope that is fairly clear. I hope it was fairly well explained, and we'll get to all the other intricacies of defense skills and armor protections and mob attack types and stuff like that in future videos. For today, I'll leave it right there. Sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. It's the very best way you guys can help support us. Simply log in, use the links on the website to go to hideout.tv. Hideout will know that you came from EarnPed, and it will add EarnPed as a redemption option for your Hideout points. No additional work needed by you guys. Also, be sure and hit all 3 buttons YouTube offers: the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, the like button on every single video we publish, and the bell icon to know when we publish new videos. When you guys do this, YouTube gives our videos more exposure. It puts these videos in front of people who have never heard of Entropia, but who play PC-based games, MMOs, or real cash economy games. And very often, these people end up messaging me 6, 8, 12 months later saying, hey, I watched the channel for 3 months, and then I started playing Entropia. That person becomes part of the community. They become part of the economy, which means that at some point, because you click those 3 buttons, somebody could end up in game that ends up being a society mate of yours, who ends up doing a private trade with you, who ends up buying something off of you off auction. So you're not just helping us, you're not just helping Mindark, you're not just helping the game, you're very potentially helping yourself in the process. So we appreciate it, but do it for your benefit as well. So guys, we'll leave it there for today. I've got a ton more content ready for you guys. It will be coming out over the next 2 to 3 weeks, so keep an eye out. Till then, sip, sip, smack, smack. Take care, Stevies.